Hi, today is the 28th of March 2021, and this is a look back at the news from Zimmer got for the week starting the 22nd of March 2021. So every week we do a video log and podcast, and we just go through the news that ZP has put out for that week. So on this channel, we often talk about the ZP biosensors, the ZP in vitro diagnostics for medical applications. We also sometimes discuss the nitrate sensor for measuring the nitrate in soil. Something that we don't discuss too often is actually that we have a system called FoodSense for measuring food quality. So the particular technology that we have can measure the garlicness of garlic products, the hotness of chili-based products, the gingerness of ginger-based products. And so we have a whole series of sensors that can measure the molecules like capsaicin and diallyl disulfide and gingerol in different products, and so can help in the monitoring and of food quality. So we call that technology FoodSense. If you ever interested in it, just Google Zimmer Peacock FoodSense, and you'll see that we have a whole technology for measuring ingredients in these food products. Now, some other news that we put out there for this week was we also discussed every Thursday at 8 a.m. London time, we do a webinar for our ZP Developer Zone members. And so what we're doing is the members will ask us technical questions. These are questions, I'll post them in the ZP Developers Forum. And then at Thursday, 8 a.m. London time, we do a live streaming. So people log on to the ZP Developer Zone website. We do a kind of quick introduction about what we're going to talk about that week, and then we get straight into the details. So it's a really, it's a 30-minute webinar. We do it every week, and we make a point of like reinforcing points every week so that, it's learning, but it's kind of learning through example and learning through repetition and learning through discussion. And it's really good because when we're discussing these things, the guys are online, and because we use YouTube as part of the technology, people are able to, ask us questions in real time through the chat. And so this week, we were discussing lactate producing bacteria, and then the question kind of came about, well, what happens if the bacteria is in the atmosphere? How am I going to deal with that? And so we were very quickly able to actually, in real time, we just changed what we were going to discuss, and we started showing people that at ZP we have a technology for condensing the atmosphere. And so we have a way of condensing bacteria and viruses that are held in the vapor phase and actually bringing them down into condensed phase. So it shows that it's not the kind of traditional webinar where it's just, a one-way, a monologue. Actually, it's a dialogue because people are genuinely asking questions, and we are, able to respond in real time and start answering those questions. So if you're not part of the discussion, then please join the ZP Developer Zone. I think it's definitely good fun to do, and we appreciate the people who are interacting with us on that. In fact, this is interesting because some other news that we put out there this week, we've had a really long time collaboration with a leading researcher out there called Samar, and this week we've had a paper published in IEEE. If you're interested in this paper, let me know about it. But we've done a paper on flexible electronics and biosensors and electrochemistry and for the detection of SARS-CoV-2. And in that paper, actually, I just noticed that, I remember that we were using differential pulse voltammetry, DPV. And if you're interested in DPV, we actually discuss it quite a bit during the weekly webinars that we put out we hold that live webinar every Thursday, 8 a.m. And DPV appears quite a bit in it because one of our leading Developer Zone members is quite an advocate of differential pulse voltammetry. So that was a paper that we put out there this week. Really happy with it. It's great to carry on the collaboration with Samar. I really appreciate that many people who follow the ZP YouTube channels and follow the ZP in general are applying to join the company. And so I just wanted to kind of let people know we are hiring. We do have a bit of a problem at the moment that many people want to join us from across the globe. And we really want to have people because we really want the best, most talented people wherever they be. But of course, at the moment, with the travel bans on, it's a little bit harder. So I just wanted to sort of say that when we are advertising for jobs and positions, we generally do have them. And there's an example here where we've just hired 5 people in the UK. And we've actually hired even more than this in Norway. So if you're watching the video log, you'll see the photographs of the guys. If you're following the podcast, then we just want to say that we have hired 5 people in the UK, more than just recently, and we've done similar numbers in Norway as well. The reason we're not calling other people in from across the globe is people just can't travel at the moment, and that's just the reality of our sort of global situation. We've also quite regularly get inquiries about paper-based biosensors, and people asking us whether we can do it or not. If you screen print as we do, then yeah, of course you can screen print on the paper as well. There's no problems. But we put a bit of a discussion about paper-based biosensors because I think people think that if they go to paper, suddenly the screen printed electrode, the biosensors can become really low cost. And I just want to sort of, in this discussion article that we put up on the website, we show that in fact already Zimmer & Peacock is able to provide screen printed electrodes at like 99 cents each. When you go to higher volumes, they go to 50 cents. When you go to higher volumes, they go to 25 cents. And if they go to really high volumes, it's 5 cents. So sometimes when you read the academic literature, people think that these things are expensive because, it must be the materials of construction. It's not true. It's not the materials of construction that drive the prices of products. There's 4 real big aspects of this. Quantity. How many screen printed electrodes or biosensors do you require? If it's 1, there's just as much admin in providing 1 as there is in providing 10 million. There's probably a bit more admin, but I'm just saying that it's quantity that really helps drive down prices. Quality. You can always drive down prices if you just go for lower quality, but it's not something that certainly we don't want to do it at Zimmer & Peacock, and producing poorer quality products doesn't help anyone anyway. Size of the biosensor. So if you reduce the length and width of a biosensor, then you will decrease the cost of sensing. The cost of the biosensor. And then there's a big driver on cost is, are you buying an off-the-shelf product or are you looking for a customization product? Customization is always more expensive. And so the simple premise that if you make biosensors out of paper, they will therefore be lower cost is it's just not true. I would say that cost of materials is like number 5, and I didn't even mention it because quantity is more important, quality is more important, size is more important, standard product versus customization is more important. Then maybe the cost of materials going to paper is important. But there's a big article. But there's a page about this on the ZP website. So just Google paper-based biosensors Zimmer & Peacock, and you should be able to find that particular article. Now, I have touched on the ZP Developer Zone quite a bit already in this video log and podcast, but I just want to say that if you've got a technical question about biosensors and screen printed electrodes, then there's kind of 2 free channels or 2 free ways of getting answers from Zimmer & Peacock. There's the ZP Academy. We do have free courses on the ZP Academy. So if I just go to courses on the ZP Academy and I click free, I can immediately see the free courses that we have available. So you can get free information about biosensing and screen printed electrodes by going to the ZP Academy, just clicking on the free courses, and you'll find those free courses. Another way of getting free information from ZP is 3 steps. Step number 1, join the Developer Zone. Easy enough to sign up for the Developer Zone. Step number 2, post your questions in one of the or in the forum on the ZP Developer Zone. So people post questions there. And then step number 3, watch our webinar, which you can find on the ZP Developer Zone. every Thursday, 8 a.m. London time. Watch our webinar and you'll be able to we basically answer the questions that appear in the forum every week. And so now after that, if you're actually a commercial organization or you have sort of sensitive information, then you can actually consult with us, but that has to be then that's a professional contract and that's a different matter. So, but you can get free information from Zimmer and Peacock, either from the ZP Academy or join the ZP Developer Zone, and we'll answer the questions during our weekly webinar at 8 a.m. London time. And then just lastly, we've put an image up and a bit more information. I mean, what makes Zimmer and Peacock different is the way we approach, there's basically a community out there of people who watch this video log and listen to our podcast. There's a community of people who are interested in biosensing. And so in Zimmer and Peacock, we take a very kind of, community approach to this, that we give out free information, free courses, free webinars, to kind of support the community. Now, something that makes us very unusual on the commercial side of things is we do screen printing, and that's a sort of classic in biosensing, but we also have biomems fabrication. And so on the website, we've just kind of put some new images up there, but these pictures are taken inside our clean room. And when you look inside our clean room, I mean, this is a world-class facility where everyone's gowned up. They're often wearing face masks and goggles, just to really protect the environment that we're working in. And we also do a lot of fabrication of devices that might end up being implanted into people, and so we want to keep a low bioburden. So Zimmer and Peacock is unusual that we do have a strong strength in screen printing electrodes, but we're also doing wafer fabrication and doing MEMS fabrication. We develop and manufacture biosensors in sort of two environments. One where we're screen printing, and another one where we're doing thin film vapor deposition on wafers, and it's more, it falls more into the category of biomems. So if you were ever to visit our facility, you'd be quite not surprised, but I mean, this is a cutting edge, world-class facility full of equipment, full of PhDs and masters, engineers, super busy producing really good products in really clean environments to make sure that they're kind of at the best they possibly can be. And so if you're watching the video log, then I've just kind of scrolled through some photos for you. So that's really the news from Zimmer and Peacock. As I say, today's the 28th of March 2021. This was the news looking back at the 22nd for the week starting the 22nd of March. But things that we've touched in this broadcast are the food sense. ZP has one of the leading technologies for in-field food quality testing. We'd also give a lot back to the people who support us, who follow us on social media. So we have the Developer Zone, and we do a webinar for those every week. We do a lot of collaborations with academia, and so Samar is one of our sort of leading collaborators. We've done quite a few papers now, and it's been going on for quite a long time, so we're very happy with that. Some of the keywords around that were graphene, it was on flexible circuits, and it was really relevant because of the SARS-CoV-2. We have been hiring. If you are looking to join and do a placement with ZP, or you want to do a collaboration with ZP, you can do it. It'll be easier once we get through this crisis, but we have been hiring in the UK. Join the ZP Developer Zone, because that will allow you then to ask questions, get answers back straight from ZP. And then, as I said, I just wanted to scroll through some pictures or describe to you that we're an unusual company in a commercial sense, because we are screen printing, but we also have clean room facilities where we're doing almost state-of-the-art fabrication as well. So that's the news for ZP. As I say, today's the 28th of March 2021. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. Okay, thanks very much.